And so it's such an interesting kind of path. I have tons of questions. So the first one is like with such a different perspective than you articulate with a lot of engineers and material scientists that you deal with at a lot of these additive conferences and additive industry in general. I think it's so valuable to have a different perspective that you're able to connect different dots with people, right? Like there's a very hardcore, like sometimes the technical piece, but then it's like, how do you make that effective, right? There's a difference between making it work and making it effective, and whether it's a company, whether it's a technology, whether it's a partnership or consortium or whatever it be. But what were some of the key skill sets that you had kind of grown, like kind of built on as you were in Switzerland, and kind of were honing, that really helped with that piece as you kind of started your career in the additive space?
Oh gosh, you got to listen to people. Everyone's got their own way of seeing something, and it's not always evident based on their company or their job or how they look. You just have to treat people as people, and start to understand how they see the world, how they see the challenges, where they see the opportunities. And I'd like to think that I look at industries like ours and see people first. I think that's a really important sort of cultural approach. Whether, anyone who's studied abroad or even traveled, or has a family that's from a lot of different cultures, like you kind of have to understand we're not really all made the same way. And so same thing, I would say, cross-disciplinary within our own industry. Additive has a very diverse group of folks in it, academically diverse, culturally diverse, everything. And so what's so neat about industries like ours and work that we do, that's heavily engineering based, is that we have certain ways of thinking about things, and we also have certain ways of doing things. And we need to, like additive challenges and disrupts sort of the ways things have been done. We need to really challenge ourselves as well, and be open to what if we did it differently? What if that isn't the only path? That sounds really neat. Let's think a little bit out of the box. And so it's a tempering of the very innovative and the what works. And I want to say it's in many ways deeply creative, but it's also deeply empathetic. Like you need to understand the challenges that other folks are dealing with, or the limitations that you might not realize. If someone's having a really hard time in a sales role, you might not understand how something is being calculated, for instance. It might be a metrics issue. Somebody's having a really difficult time, characterizing a particular material. You might not understand what industry it's for. And, something for medical is very different than something for, a design application. So doing a lot of listening, trying not to lean on assumptions. These are all, I would argue, deeply human things, very culturally, aware things. You kind of hone these skills whenever you go outside your comfort zone.
Be sure to check out our website, www.3degreescompany.com, for more content.